Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ant, this is Trekking Exploration, and I'm still in South Wales on the edge of Merthyr Tydfil. I've been here to do 3 videos, 2 tunnels, the UK's highest, followed by Morlaix Tunnel, 1,037 yards with 3 shafts. That's where I've just come out of, back there at Morlaix Junction. So I'm headed this way, around about 3 miles long. We've got a couple of station sites which will be present down here. Don't know if there's any remains, don't know the area at all. I've never been here before until today. Also a few bridges and a small viaduct, and at the very end, the 3rd largest viaduct in Wales. Got some lovely arches, and I think it's on a curve too. Let's go and find everything now. In the previous video we went inside Morlaix Tunnel. Absolutely stunning to walk through there, but now it's time to carry on and leave the tunnel behind, and we can progress along the route and head off towards Pontsarn, where there's a beautiful viaduct, and also there used to be a station too. But beyond that, we've got even further things to discover, including the most beautiful viaduct of the 2 on this route. Cefn Coed Viaduct, the 3rd tallest in the whole of Wales, sits on a curve and straddling a vast valley made of stone and multiple arches. I can't wait to see this one. Let's press on. So quite a tight turn away from Morlaix Junction. Got around about a mile for our first station. Now that station was Pontsarn, and that opened in 1869 and lasted until 1961, so almost 100 years there. I think it had 2 platforms. Maybe the station house is still there. And that is where the first viaduct is. Only a small one. I think it goes by the name of Pontsarn Viaduct. Maybe not. You can comment below to put me right on that one. I'm sure someone will put me right on pronunciation too, but it is what it is. Let's push on. I'll get the drone up when I can. Too many trees around at the moment, but hopefully around both viaducts I'll have a bit of a fly around. There's a load of quarries up there. I believe they're called Morlaix Castle quarries. Not sure if they're still in production or not though. It's around about 24 degrees now. Very, very warm. I've done a lot of miles today, about 15 or 16 to do both tunnels, coming from Merthyr at the very beginning. Whew. I've drank a lot, but I'm ready for another drink when I've done it all. See where it's kind of been cut out, look, of the rock to form a flat track bed before the land carries on downwards. It's very, very high up. Very high, that's a long way down. It might be around about 100 feet or so. I can see our first viaduct already, just there, and the station was not far the other side of it. Pontsarn Viaduct was built in the 1860s to carry the Brecon and Merthyr Railway over the river, and it was designed and built by Cefn and Ward, and their engineer was a gentleman called Alexander Sunderland, who was also responsible for the next viaduct we're coming to see later on, Cefn Coed Viaduct. There are 7 spans and it's a historic listed structure. It's quite a deep valley below. I've already mentioned how high up it is. I think it's the Cefn that flows below. Can't see it just yet. Oh, that's just something about crossing at their own risk, but it's a nice footpath. That sign's probably from before this was open to the public again. Let's have a look over the other side. Yeah, you can see how high up we are, look. That's stunning, isn't it? You can hear the water flowing. I could do with paddling in that and splashing it over my face. See if we can see anything else on the other side just yet. Yeah, look at that. See that down there? Look how far down that is. That's extraordinary. That's so high up. Completely straight as well, look. Turn you around. Almost halfway across. There's a bridge down here as well. And you know what? I think there's a platform as well from the former station. Yeah, this certainly is. You can just make out the bridge now, look. And on the left hand side, there's a platform. Brilliant. Interesting about this viaduct is I mentioned how the track bed up there had been cut out of rock, cut out of the stone, wasn't it? And that stone that come from that track bed cutting built this viaduct, over 400 feet in length, and it's 90 feet high at its highest point. It's extraordinary to think that they basically recycled what they cut out of the track bed, the rock face up there, to build this stone beauty, this 448 foot long stone viaduct. That's really impressive, isn't it, that they had that thought process to do that. Brilliant. Let's go and have a look at the remains of this station. Pontsarn Halt Station. This served the village of Vayner and the area of Pontsarn, which is Glamorgan, Wales, between 1869 through to 1961. It was a single platform, and the halt in the station name was dropped in 1940, but it was re-added again in 1953. The station eventually closed on the 13th of November 1961. Okay, so nice bridge just there, isn't there? First one of the route. It's actually first one of the day for me, and on the third video, straight after our viaduct. It's really nice, isn't it? But immediately after that, slope for platform. How fantastic is that? It's got its original stonework. I mean, that brickwork may have been put on at a later date, but that's nice. I didn't expect to see this at all. Really pleased with that. So the next station, only 4 letters long. Not going to try and pronounce it, but it's spelled C-E-F-N. Also the same name as the viaduct, which sits right next to where the station was. I think that had around about 13 or 16 arches. I'll double check before we get there. Allegedly the 3rd tallest or largest in Wales, so that is something to look forward to. That was a nice one just passed, but this one should be better and definitely bigger, and also on a curve. Looks like there used to be a bridge down here, but it dips down, look, and a footbridge replaces it. So there we go, you can see the walls, the abutments, very, very high walls, and I don't know the name of the road, but I think it's the Everglades pub is down there. If you know where that is, if you're from around here, that's where we are. Now you can tell this bridge must have been very, very high, because the track bed, that's going up, so that would have been up here, about as tall as me, maybe more. So that was a huge bridge. We'll be lucky if we've got a photo, but I'll show it you if I can find it. So lush and beautiful down there, plenty of nature, lots of life, plants, trees and flowers. It's just so lush. Unfortunately though, in terms of railway artifacts, they're either hidden or there aren't any. But you can see how beautiful it is. It's quite a cutting now. I'll turn it around and do it that way because of the sun. You can see, look, quite high on that side, isn't it? Not so much on the other, but it is there, look. You can just make out the top. But the top of this side, that's much higher. So there were 2 platforms at this station, opening in 1867. There was 1 platform at the previous station, lasting until, I think it was 1961 for passengers, but carried on 3 more years for freight. 1964. We got the station first. Again, no idea if anything remains, but I do know immediately afterwards is that beautiful stone viaduct. I've literally just been telling you about the embankment we're into cutting, and now suddenly it just changed immediately like this. Look how steep that is. It's just literally just changed just there about 20 feet ago. It's extraordinary. We're on quite a descent now and I can hear traffic coming up. The A465, I think it's a dual carriageway, is down here. And straight after that would be High Street, and then the station was there straight after High Street. Another big old quarry down there, abandoned and disused, but very, very deep. It's quite a nice little bridge just there. Obviously not original. It's got the abutments, and just there, look, you can see the bridge. It crosses the A465 dual carriageway. I don't think that's very old, you know. Look at that church that's just popped out behind. It's almost like a portal or a gateway to a completely different place, isn't it? Station wasn't far, just the other side of the church. Cefn Coed Station, now that opened in 1867. It lasted a little bit longer than Pontsarn and up until 1964. This station had 2 platforms. It did close to passengers slightly earlier though, on the 13th of November 1961. So in this Google image I can show you pretty much where the railway station was at Cefn Coed. Now down at the bottom here is where the viaduct begins, and on this grassed area, and there's a few buildings, look, that is where the station once was. If we turn to the map from the early 1800s, and there it pops, look, the station is right here where the arrow is pointing now. We've come from the top of this map, and the viaduct again appears at the very bottom. Some pretty chunky abutments there though, aren't there? And that bridge just there. That's nice, that is. I don't know if it's actually open to the public. Yeah, this is all quite new, isn't it? Crikey me. Just make it out on the other side as well. We've got to go past the church, and I'll hopefully have found you some photos of the station. Temporarily lose the trackbed now. Houses built on it, but we will find the viaduct in a few moments' time. Cefn Coed Viaduct is the 3rd largest viaduct in Wales. It was completed in 1866 by the engineers Alexander Sutherland and Henry Conybeare, and is now maintained by Sustrans and is a listed building of Grade 2. The viaduct is later designated as a listed structure in 1951. 10 years later, passenger services ceased to cross the viaduct and freight traffic was withdrawn in 1966 when the railway line finally closed. There we go, onto the viaduct. It's quite quaint how they've put the drainage covers, look, similar width to a pair of rails. Let's look at the initial view over this side. Very, very high up, isn't it? Look at that. Stunning views. You can see the curve, look, if I hold the camera, there she goes, look around there, and I'll show you over the other side. Looks even higher on that side, doesn't it? There's that new road that's being built over there, look, big viaduct going over the valley, and you can clearly make out that tight curve of this viaduct, can't you? Cefn Coed Viaduct is 770 feet long. It's 120 foot high at the highest point. It is a rusticated limestone structure of 15 arches set on a beautiful curve. Over tall, slender piers and parapets are constructed with coarse irregular sized rock face limestone blocks. That busy looking road over there is the A470, and over that side, heading towards Merthyr Tydfil, is where I need to be going. I still think these drainage channels are quite quaint how they've done that. I mean, it would have been double track originally anyway, so track would have been either side of where this has been done, but it's still a nice little thing, isn't it? Look at that curve. Short little walk along here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this one. I'll be back in Wales eventually should be this year, but definitely early next year. Might do North Wales. I've not done that for about 3 years. Yeah, plenty to do, isn't there? Hopefully you may have stuck with me and watched the previous 2 videos, both the tunnels that I did down here, all 3 in this little series. Thank you very much for watching them all. If you did, like, subscribe, please comment below more suggestions from pretty much anywhere. I'm going to try and get to wherever I can, time permitting, as long as it doesn't cost a bomb to get there. Thank you to all channel members. Thank you. As always, you can follow me on all the social medias, they're popping up below. Please like, subscribe and comment below. And if you've not subscribed, please do so by hitting the subscribe button, and you can even become a channel member if you hit the join now button. See you soon.